Welcome to the Lemon Positivity Podcast. I'm Billy Highland, your host. I'm outside in nature, which is my happy place, which definitely lifts my spirits. To start this first episode, let's talk about positivity. And for me, to put me in that positive mindset, I love to be out in nature, and I have this specific park that I love to ride my bike to, and I thought, what a great place to record my podcast outside in nature at my favorite park. I've got the water behind me, the wind's blowing, the birds are singing. It puts me in that positive mood. So lemon positivity. If you know me, then you know I love lemon water. It's a ritual that I do each and every morning when I wake up. I grab a tall glass of water with freshly squeezed lemon in it, and it's become my foundational habit. And then positive is I have since written messages on these lemons as positive reinforcement to myself, daily reminders of this journey that I'm on in life, as well as I've been sharing it on social media, sharing some positive reinforcement, uplifting others. There's so much negativity in our world. This is my way of giving back and sharing something that's positive. And so I've always wanted to do a podcast, and for me, the last few years I've been on this self-improvement, personal growth journey, and I'm going to talk more about morning routines because I love mornings. They are a brand new start to the day. Each new morning that we're fortunate enough to get is an opportunity to do something great, to start over. Maybe we had a bad day the previous day. There's a new day we can start again. So I just love mornings, and I want to help people take advantage of their mornings because I know a lot of times our mornings can be chaotic. They can be rushed. They can happen in a blink and they're gone. And we only get so many mornings in our lifetime. And I want to help create better habits for you to create a better everyday life. That's something we all want. We all want a better life. We all want to live a high quality life. And I want to give you the tools, the resources, strategies, habits, and the positive reinforcement so that you can ensure that you are living a better everyday life. So let's talk a little bit about lemon water and habits. So here's my story. For many, many years, I always had a sour perspective on life. I didn't really let too many people see it. I've always been known as Mr. Positivity, good, great attitude. But I have my moments just like everyone else where I would spiral into, negative thinking or sour thinking. And I've been on this personal growth journey for so many years. And there was just one thing in my life that was holding me back, and that was drinking. It just became a habit for many, many years. It just became habitual. And I recently turned 50. So within the last 10 years, I really made some changes, had a family, removed some bad habits from my life, but drinking always remained a steady constant. And I made a decision a couple years ago to see what my life would look like if I stopped drinking, if alcohol and drinking was not a part of my life, was not a part of my ritual habit, that everyday thing. And so I did it, and it's been about almost 3 years now where I haven't had a drink of alcohol or anything like that, and my life has changed dramatically. My health skyrocketed, got so much better. Work, just having so much more energy. It's unbelievable. I lost weight because when you're drinking, you don't feel like exercising. You have poor eating habits. And so I made these positive changes, and I was so focused. And I was like, this is great. I didn't think I could function in a world where there's so much drinking and the social aspect of it all around us. Everyone I know from a social engagement perspective drinks, whether it's office parties or holidays or group outings or anything. Alcohol seems to always be a part of it. So I was kind of worried about how is that going to work. All I've known for over 30 years was that alcohol was a major part of my life, and now I removed it. So what was I going to do to replace it? Because they say anytime you replace or want to get rid of a habit, you need to replace it with a more positive habit. And I love listening to podcasts, and I listen to a lot of podcasts that are about personal growth, self-development, positive inspiration, motivational. And I was listening to a guest speaker, and they were talking about drinking lemon water in the morning and how important it is to hydrate yourself first thing when you wake up. Because what happens a lot of times, we roll out of bed and we reach for a cup of coffee. Me being one of those. It just made sense, right? You need to wake up. We need a little bit of a caffeine jolt. But you're dehydrated from the night before. And so I thought, wow, that seems simple. I love lemons. And all I got to do is squeeze some lemon into water, drink that, and it's going to hydrate me. But there's so much more health benefits to it, that it aids in digestion. It revs up your metabolism, all this vitamin C and immunity support. And so I started doing it. I went to the store, bought a bag of beautiful yellow lemons, and I wake up early in the morning before my family. And so the first thing I do each and every morning is I head straight to the kitchen, and I grab a lemon and I cut it and I squeeze it into a glass, and then I add some room temperature water, and I've learned to add a little bit of Himalayan sea salt for added minerals. And I drink that first thing in the morning. And when I do that, I do a little reflection or some gratitude, or I have a beautiful window that overlooks my backyard. So it makes me feel happy. It puts me in a positive mindset. So I've been doing that habit of drinking lemon water now for almost 2.5, 3 years. I've kind of lost count, and it has been my one habit that I have done consistently every single day. The only other habit that had been consistent like that was drinking. I looked back on my life, and when I probably started drinking at an early age of late teens, well into my 40s, so that was well over 30 years, that I probably had a drink almost every day. That's insane. And so now lemon water has replaced that, and it has served as a reminder for me of this new path that I am on and this journey. We don't get any younger. And I think back of the time, whether if I believe it was wasted, or the money, or the regret, or the bad choices you make because of drinking. Now, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of good times. But as I get older, it just wasn't serving me anymore, and I needed to make a change. And so I removed that from my life. And again, that happens from making a decision. There are a lot of habits we have, and we're like, I can't give up drinking, I can't give up smoking, I'm a smoker. Well, that's a mindset thing, right? And that's a decision you have to make. Who are you? I classify myself as I am not a drinker. I am a healthy, fit, male, and I live life to the fullest. I have a positive outlook as best I can. I have my good days and I have my bad days. We are all human. But the point I'm trying to make, and what lemon water does for me, is it's meaningful and serves as a reminder to take note of what's going on between my ears, because a lot of times our thoughts get in the way, and they can be negative and not really good thoughts, and we have to remember that the saying, we become our thoughts. I, for so long, would be consumed by what I was thinking and the thoughts, and I would believe that story I would tell myself. And that's for another episode, but let's get back to this, is that lemon water is my habit. I know if you think about the military, they make all the soldiers wake up really early. Why? Because they want them to be ready and sharp before the enemy ever wakes up. They also have to make their bed pristinely. And that is establishing a positive habit the first thing when they wake up. Check. They've accomplished something. They made their bed. It will always be there for them. Clean, made, and it just makes you feel good. So that's what lemon water does for me. It's that reminder. It's that, hey, right out of the gate, waking up, I just did something extraordinary for my mind, for my body, for my soul. And so that gives you a quick rundown on lemon water. So lemon positivity. Again, with my habit of drinking lemon water on social media, you may have seen I share little messages on lemons each day. And throughout the week, I try to tell a comprehensive story. And these messages are meant to be positive, uplifting, motivating, positive reinforcement. And again, I do it to remind myself, but I also do it because I want to help others and I want to motivate and I want to inspire. So if you get a chance, check out my Instagram page at Hi Billy. That's HYBILLY, Hi Billy, and you can see those daily posts. And I call that Squeeze the Day, because I believe how you start your morning will dictate how the rest of your day unfolds. And so that's why I want to talk on this first episode, because it's so important to me, about morning routines. As I mentioned before, I love mornings. I love them. That's when I feel my most energized. I have incorporated a lot of habits, which have been called habit stacking. So again, I mentioned about the lemon water. I have many other habits that I do, but I want to ask you, what does your morning look like? What does your routine? We as human beings are habitual creatures of habit. And what do we tend to do? The alarm goes off and now we don't really have alarm clocks. I would think it's all with our phones, but there's still that big old snooze button. And I've done this many times. I hit the snooze button about 100 times before I even get out of bed. And then what do you do next? You tend to go to the bathroom, or take a shower, or brush your teeth, or go grab a cup of coffee, or go flop in a chair. Maybe you have something to eat. Maybe you go grab a donut. Maybe you hop in the car and you run out to the local Starbucks to get that cappuccino with all the fixings on it. We all have a different ritual and a routine every morning. Maybe you're scrambling to get your family out the door. Maybe you're cooking your kids breakfast. Maybe you're getting them ready for the day, and the morning goes by and you haven't even had a chance to take care of yourself. So I want to really dive into morning routines and why they're so important. And one of the books that I've read, it's called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, and he is one of my favorite mentors. And it talks about waking up at 5 a.m. Think about it. Imagine waking up at 5 a.m. Most times it's still dark outside. Most times nobody else is awake. It's quiet. It's peaceful. And it is your time. It is your time. And how would you spend that time? So he likes to call the 5 a.m. club from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. That is your golden hour. And what will you do with it? So what he suggests or what he recommends are things like doing something for your mind or mindset, learning. So that could be reading a book. That could be listening to a podcast. That could be going online and learning a new skill. And you do that for about 20 minutes. Then the next 20 minutes, you do something for your physical health, your body. You do some sort of exercise. Maybe you go for a walk. Maybe you hop on your bike. Maybe you take the dog for a walk. Maybe you go for a run. Maybe you go to the gym. Maybe you lift weights. Maybe you do something for your physical health. And then the last 20 minutes is something for your heart and your heart set and your spirituality. Maybe you meditate. Maybe you journal. So think of what you can accomplish in an hour, so from 5 to 6. Now, I do that a lot. I don't always. I always set my alarm for 5 a.m., but I don't always jump out of bed at 5 a.m. Most times it's 5:30, at the latest it's 6. But the point is, how do you want to start your day? Do you want to just start slow and you're stuck in bed and then you're behind? Or do you want to get ahead of everything and have some time for yourself and do some extra things for yourself? It's amazing how the rest of your day will unfold, how you will feel, how energized. So for me, again, first thing I do, wake up, have a glass of lemon water. Then I usually do, because again, I'm sharing my lemon squeeze the day messages. I'll tend to post for about 20 minutes on social media. Then what I like to do is grab a notebook and I'll jot down things I'm grateful for. And I've really started to get in the habit of goal setting, where I write down my goals each and every day in a notebook, and we'll cover that in another segment. But how you start your day will dictate how successful the rest of the day unfolds. So I do other habits too, and I'm going to share what I like to call my 5 to Thrive morning ritual. Again, it's lemon water. It is going for a 30-minute fasted walk. 30 minutes before you even eat anything. It's called a fasted walk. Get your metabolism going, get your energy up, gets you out in nature. Not many people are up yet or around, so you can get out there. It's just a walk. Walking is so beneficial. So I do that. I do incantations or affirmations. Incantations where you're repeating something, but incantations where there's some energy and emotion and feeling behind it. I tend to do that in the shower, because I take a hot and cold shower, which is just some more great health benefits. Kind of that I turn the shower on hot and cold for about 20 seconds each, back and forth for about 2 minutes, and it really rejuvenates your lymphatic system. I then get dressed, and I've been doing push-ups. So as I'm getting dressed, I've started, but now I'm up to 50 push-ups. I started with 10. And so what I advise on any habit or anything that you're trying to do, start small steps and let it just build from there. So I used to do every morning 10 push-ups. So if you imagine, if I do 10 push-ups every day for a year, I don't know, what is that, 3,000 push-ups? That's crazy. Now I'm up to 50 push-ups. 50 push-ups every single day. And as I do it every couple weeks, if I feel, I just keep adding a little bit more. What I would like to do is get up to about 100 or 200 push-ups, crazy, but it gets your body moving, gets things circulating. It's good for strength and endurance. So I do that. Let's see, I think I hit on everything. I read. I'll find a few minutes to read. I'll find a few minutes to listen to a podcast. It's unbelievable when you schedule, when you map out, when you start to think about what are the habits that I would like to start doing. And if you could wake up, and I'll challenge you this. Okay, so you may not wake up at 5 a.m. You may say, Billy, you're crazy. 5 a.m.? I can't get up at 5 a.m. That's nuts. Okay, what time do you normally wake up? Let's say you wake up at 7 a.m. Okay, could you wake up 15 minutes early? Could you wake up 30 minutes early and start there? Yeah, I could probably do that. I could probably wake up 15, 30 minutes. Start there. Do you have to do 5 habits or 5 rituals? No. Start with 1. Maybe it's 10 minutes of silence with a cup of tea. Maybe it's a pen and a notebook and you're writing down your thoughts or you're planning your day. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes. What works for you? What are some of those habits that you can use in the morning? Maybe you're a runner. Maybe you like to go for a run. Maybe you do that already. Or, hey, yeah, if I can get up 15 minutes early, maybe I can take the dog for a walk, or maybe I could go for a walk myself. It's unbelievable when you do those types of habits consistently, how your life will change and how you will better every day. You will live better every day. Every day will just be, you look forward to it. I know when I go to bed at night, I so much look forward to the morning because I know it is that fresh start for me. I know it is a new beginning. And so those are some habits. I want you, and I challenge you to take a look at your morning routine. What's your morning routine like? Is it busy? Is it chaotic? Is it crazy? Or are there certain habits you need to shift away from? Maybe you need to replace them with some better ones. I want you to feel in control. You are empowered. No one is here to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I just want to give you some suggestions and have you take a different mindset or a different look or a different approach to what does my morning look like? What do I want it to be? Do I want more energy? Do I want to be more present with my family? Do I need to have a little bit more self-care and take care of myself? And I think if you look at your mornings and you look at your habits, then you will be able to create the day in your vision and how you want it to unfold. Morning routines. Again, they're so special. We only get so many mornings in our lifetime, and they go by like that so fast. And I know I've heard a lot of people say, well, I'm not a morning person. That's okay. Customize it to your personality. And even if it's not the morning, look at your habits throughout the day. If you're not a morning person, maybe you're on a different schedule. Maybe you don't have a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you don't start work until the afternoon, so you don't really get going. Great. What does your day look like? What are the habits? They say we are our habits. Are you binging on Netflix? Are you eating junk food at night, going into the refrigerator because you're bored, or that's what you've been doing? You do it every night. We all have different things that we do. But look at it. Take stock. Get out a piece of paper. Write it down. What are your habits? And as you're writing them down and you're reflecting on them, are they serving you? Are they positive? Are they serving you in a positive way, or are they serving you in a negative way? And which way do you want to go? So look at those and start chipping away. Do you need to replace any of those? And if you do, start with one. Start small. That's what I did. Started with these habits small, and then I started stacking them. And then after, they say, and this is what I believe, that it's 66 days till something becomes a habit. So you have to practice it for over 66 days and it just becomes automatic. It's so crazy. So I do this hot cold shower thing, and you hear the latest craze about cold water plunges. I haven't done that yet. That seems a little extreme. I'm starting small, and I'm starting just with some hot cold shower. Not even a full cold shower, but I start hot and then I go back and forth for just 20 seconds. But again, it's doing something outside of my comfort zone and something that's healthy, but it's just challenging me. And I still have those days, even though it's a habit of mine. I've cemented it. I've done it for well more than 66 days, but I still have every time when I'm like, okay, it's time to do the hot cold. It's time to do the hot cold, where I'm like hesitant. But I turn it. I turn the dial. Why? Because I have reinforced it and it has become a habit. And that's what has to happen to anything new that you try. You have to do it. You have to give it a chance. Same thing for habits you need to replace. If you got a habit you need to replace, you got to find a habit and replace it with something that's positive. Again, I would start small. Start simple. Not, well, I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to go run 5 miles. Take it easy. Start small. Go for a walk. Breathe. Express gratitude. Drink lemon water. And I guarantee your days will be brighter. You'll be full with more energy. You'll have a positive outlook. Life will taste so much sweeter if you take control of your mornings. I believe in you. Thank you for listening to this first episode. I know it's not perfect, but I just want to share with you some of the things that have helped me that I think can help you. And I want to share that positive energy with you. And for me, it starts with morning routines. It starts with the morning. It's how you start your day. So I hope you have the best day ever. Thank you for listening. This has been the Lemon Positivity Podcast, and I'm Billy Highland, your host.